record. It did not give me an option, so we're recording either to the cloud or to my computer. I don't know which. So welcome, everybody. We're here on day 2 on the 14-day social media challenge for the HVAC contractor. And some of you guys are plumbers, electricians too. That's cool. The same basic principles apply. Now, yesterday we spoke about your personal page and how it comes into play, or your personal profile, like on Facebook and whatnot, and how it comes into play with your business page and the importance of having them synchronized appropriately so that you maintain a professional look. Because people do check out your personal profile, even though they start at your business page, okay? So with this, I would like to hand this over to Ms. Tori, if she'll take over. We're going to talk about that business page, right? Got a little bit of background. People are jumping in late. You guys mute as you come in, please. Tori, you're muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself.
I was unmuting Dennis.
Yes, I am unmuted. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Well, hey, let me jump in here before we turn it over to Tori. So yeah, like Pete said, we went over the personal page last night, how important that was to set up sort of some do's and some don'ts on there, which I think we're all really illuminating based on the comments that we got in the group. So we're going to move from the personal page to the business page. And why is it so important to have your business page set up properly and optimized? Because there's more than just, say, a professional way to look at it. And you have this slick thing. There's a lot more to it than that. I mean, not only does it increase your exposure out there on Facebook, but there's ways that we're actually going to show you next week on how you can gather a lot of leads using your Facebook business page. And let's be serious, like Tori mentioned last night, if you're doing this stuff yourself, Facebook is free. This is a really inexpensive way to market your company. You can reach a targeted audience, okay? You don't have to just spray everything out there and hope you're hitting the right audience. You can target stuff. I think Tori's going to show you some tonight. She's going to go a little bit into Facebook Insights, which is something a lot of business owners don't know about. That's a great tool, even if you're not a numbers person. You can increase your web traffic using your Facebook business page. You can boost your SEO. It builds brand loyalty, which is the big thing. We want to build that. And most importantly, and the really fun one, you can spy on your competition. I actually love that part myself. So with all that stuff in mind, I'm going to throw it out to Tori here and have her take us through it. And Ms. Mathis, it's all yours.
All right, let me share my screen here. Get a couple things going. Manage. All right. And I am not going to take a look at the chat. If you guys could do that for me, that would be great. If you don't mind, Dennis. That should work. All right. So again, you guys will have to excuse me just a little bit. My voice is still a little bit messed up there. So today we are going to start and talk about your business page. Yesterday we went over a lot of stuff on a personal page, and I noticed that some of you guys had already been changing some stuff up, so that's fantastic. I'm really excited to, as these 2 weeks progress, keep checking in on you guys. If you guys have any questions, like I said, feel free to reach out. I know a couple of you have, so don't be afraid to do that. I'm definitely here as a resource for you. All right, so we're going to talk about the Facebook business page today. And like Dennis said, it's really important that you understand the opportunity that you have with Facebook. A lot of people think that it's a waste of time, or that they don't understand, or they don't get it right away, but you really have to go over this small learning curve and realize what a powerful tool this is to market your business. And like Dennis said, if you don't have somebody doing it for you, if somebody in your office is doing it for you, if you're doing it yourself, it is completely and totally 100% free. This is one of the only ways that you can reach this many people. You couldn't do this 10, 15 years ago, so it really is a great opportunity. So I'm going to go over some of these benefits again that we talked about yesterday. Benefits of a Facebook business page. Now, these are benefits that are beyond a personal page. These things you can't get with a personal page. These are things you can only get with a business page. So anyone can like and follow your business. They don't have to friend your business. This is a really great way that everybody can access your business information, just like your website. There are no limits to how many fans you can have on your business page. Dennis talks a little bit about insights, and we can definitely look into those a little bit today. That means that you can actually tell who is coming to your page. You can see their age, you can see how far away they are from you, what cities they're in. There's a lot of data there that you can learn about who's actually searching and engaging with your business online. You can also run ads on a business page, which is awesome. And it's not like ads that you would do like a billboard where just everybody has to see it. You can do targeted ads to only the people that you want to see your ad, which is really great. It's a way that you can really utilize your money in a way that you haven't been able to do before on other ad platforms. You can also gather leads from a Facebook business page, and we're going to go into that a little bit next week. Again, you can lower your marketing expenses because you're being very targeted on how you spend your money. You can reach a targeted audience. You can boost your traffic to your website, build brand loyalty. Dennis talked about spying on your competition, which is awesome. And your Facebook business page shows up on Google results. And it can sometimes show up higher than your actual business page. And that really says something, that if somebody searched your name on Google, it is possible that your Facebook page will come up before your website. So somebody might actually click on your Facebook page before they would click on your website. So you really want to make sure you have this set up and have a really solid foundation so that everybody can get all the information that they need about your business, how to contact you, be able to contact you, find out your services, and that you have an ability to get them to know, like, and trust you and choose you over your competition to do business with. So let's get started. So if you don't have, I'm sure you all have a Facebook business page, but just in case you don't have one, this is the link that you can go to directly on Facebook to create a page. So it's facebook.com/pages/creation if you don't have one. When you go to create a business page, you have a couple of options. You can do a business or a brand, or you can do a community. And everybody wants to set up a business Facebook page. This is very important. So this is just some of the screens that it walks you through when you set up your page. You want to make sure that your name, category, address, and phone number are all completely filled out. Category, you guys are probably under heating and air. And you can always go back through and change that if you wanted to. But that's how Facebook is going to show your business if people are just searching on Facebook. So the next you want to have is a profile picture. And we talked about profile picture yesterday quite a bit. And for your business, I think it's even more important. Your profile picture is what's going to show up next to every single post that you make. It shows up if you make a comment on somebody else's page. And so it's really nice if you can make it as legible as possible. I know some people have a logo that might be a little bit crazier. I noticed that some people clipped a noticeable part of their logo, and I can show you one of those here. Let me see. So that you can see exactly what I have a whole bunch of them open. Okay, so like for example, this on the mark. This one is a perfect example of a really great way of somebody utilizing their profile picture. Your profile picture is this small circle here. And so since their entire logo wouldn't fit there, they did put the circle and the M on there. And so it's really, really noticeable that that is their picture. I have somebody blinking chat. Okay. So you want to make sure that your profile picture is very legible. You also want to make sure that it is consistent to your brand. Don't use another logo. Don't use another picture. Don't necessarily use your face. If this is your business page, you need to use your business logo. Let's see, where am I at? So, and I really can't stress this enough, and that's going to be consistency. When somebody goes to your website and somebody goes to your Facebook page, they should have no doubt that it is the exact same company. This is what big businesses do, and it's something that we can learn from. Big businesses, they'll have the money to show their logo, to show their colors, to show their name to everybody. And that's why when you see a big brand like in the grocery store or something, you kind of already feel like you trust them, that you could buy from them because you've seen it so many times. And that's what you can do as well. And I don't think people really understand the power of consistency. Once people see your logo 5, 6, 7, 10 times, there's something that happens in your mind that starts to form this trust, just to do this. It's like a song that you hate, and then you hear it a whole bunch of times, and all of a sudden it's familiar to you and you start to like it. It's the same kind of thing. Your brain is wired to recognize things that they've seen again and again and again. So you really, really want to be consistent on everything you do. So if the colors on your website are blues, then make the color on your Facebook page blues. Use the same logo. If you want to use the same photos of yourselves, these are all ways that you're going to build even more trust, and people are going to choose you because of this trust. So next, you want to add a cover photo. We talked about cover photos yesterday a little bit, and I think you have even more of an opportunity on your business page. You can just show your logo, but your logo's already being shown on your profile picture. So your cover photo is a time that you can show benefits, you can show services, you can show a special offer on there. You can actually make it look like an offer. You can use the same pictures that you have on your website. There's lots of things that you can do here, and we're going to look at a whole bunch of Facebook pages, and we'll look at the cover photos and kind of see how people are using them and what some of the best ways to use them are. This is an example of a Facebook photo or cover photo, and you can see that it actually has like a get a quote button on there. So if people clicked that, it would actually go to the picture's description, which has a link in there. So this is a way that you can use your cover photo and everything looks consistent. And remember that your cover photo is the first thing that a visitor might notice, so you really want to make sure that you choose an image that immediately conveys what you do. This is your opportunity that if somebody sees it within 3 seconds, they really need to know what your business does. This is a great opportunity for you to do that. And if you're not using your cover photo in that way, you're really missing out on some of this free advertisement. So let's talk about once you get your business page, if you needed to access your business page, once you're in your personal page, this on the top bar, and I'm sure all of you know this, so I won't go too far into this, but if anybody has any problems with that, you can let me know. So let's talk about some of the management sections that are in here. So a lot of times people only go to maybe the page and the inbox and maybe the notifications, but Facebook always changes things around and they're always adding new things. So if you haven't seen some of these, such as like manage jobs, you can actually post jobs right on Facebook and people can apply for the jobs directly there. Notifications is something that you probably always want to check every time you come onto Facebook. And that's going to show people that like, engage, or comment on your posts. And so it's really important that you go there and you kind of clear any of those notifications. And if somebody makes a comment, it's really great to go and like their comment or definitely comment back as your page, because that's part of building a relationship with people that are coming to your page. So there's lots and lots of business page settings, and you can get to the settings by going to on the right-hand side where it says settings. And there is a huge laundry list of all kinds of things that you probably never need to go to. Most of the things that Facebook defaults to are just fine, and you can leave those alone. And if you wanted to go and click around in there, there's lots of things that you can probably find in there. But we're going to go through a couple that are really important. The first one is page roles. So we talked about yesterday, you never want to give your personal Facebook information to somebody to access your page. What you would do is you would go to page roles and you would assign them a page role. If it's somebody that's going to be managing your page for you, or maybe doing advertising for you, or maybe somebody in the office that's going to help you post, or somebody that's going to respond to any messages, you don't want to have them log into your personal page. What you want to do is assign them a page role. So you would go and make them, and there's a couple different options in here. An administrator has total authority, and I think they can even get rid of you as an administrator. So you don't necessarily have to make them an admin. I always do though. If somebody is going to be helping me out on a Facebook page, I just go in there and make them a Facebook admin. Now, if you are the only person on your Facebook page, on your business page that is an admin, I would highly, highly suggest that you always have somebody else also be an admin. Because if, let's say you have the girl in the office, she set up your Facebook page, she's the only admin, she's the only one that handles it, and she leaves and you can't get a hold of her, she's the only one that has access to that page. So, or if you lose your Facebook, if you lose access to your Facebook page and you're the only person that's an admin, that Facebook page is just going to hang there. Like you can't delete it. You can't do anything to it. So you always want to make sure that you're kind of a checks and balances and make sure that you have somebody else as an administrator other than yourself on there. And it's really nice to have somebody else on there to help you because you want to be prompt when replying to any type of messages that you get. So it's always a great idea to have multiple admins on there. So templates and tabs are another place that you could go to on here. When you set up your Facebook page, you set it up as a template. And I think that Facebook's been rolling out a few more templates for all of us for being, you know, HVAC services or a business template would be perfectly fine. And you guys probably don't need to even change this. But if you ever did want to, that is where it's located. Also, the tabs that are on the side, and I'll go into Facebook and show you those. So these here, they're considering tabs. So if you wanted to change these, you can change the order of them or you can get rid of them. I noticed that like a lot of people, I went to some pages, have offer up there, but if you click on offer, there is no offer. So if you don't have an offer, that's something that you can go on there and you can just remove. So when you go on there, there's just an on and off switch. And then when you do have an offer, you can go and click it back on. So you can go through and see what your tabs are here. And this is something that we want to make sure that if it's on there that we have it fully filled out. So if you have services on there, that's going to show up like this, and make sure that you have each of these services filled out. So you also want to set up Messenger. And I was actually really proud of like so many of the pages that I went to that they do have their Messenger set up. And so that is again in the page settings, and you can just go to messaging, and then it kind of walks you through how to set up each of the messages. And that's where if you go to a website or if you go to a Facebook page, it'll pop up and it'll have some questions on there that you can immediately go and start messaging with people. And I think because it pops up and it's kind of engaging, I think it's going to get a lot more responses and people actually contacting you on your Facebook page. Again, really easy to set up. Facebook walks you all the way through it. And so you can do this, set up automated responses, and it'll just walk you through how to do that. It's pretty easy. So you also want to set up your username. And I think most of the ones that I went to, they have set this up. So that is so it'll be facebook.com/ and then your username. When you first sign up, it's going to give you a whole bunch of numbers. So you want to make sure that you can shorten that and make it be your business name if you can. If you can't make it be your business name, you can add something like maybe your state, like, so mine is Lake Shark Media, maybe it would be Lake Shark Media GA because I'm in Georgia, or you could put numbers or whatnot in there. But you always want to make sure that that is as close to your business name as you can. You want to make sure that you go through the About section and fill out every part that you can. They give you a lot of different ways for you to give customers information. So that they don't have to, you know, before you would just like send them to your website so they could just get all your information from your website. But people are in a hurry now and people go on Facebook and search businesses. So you want to be able to give them as much information as they can so that they can make the decision to contact you right there. So you want to fill out all of your business info, your contact information, and then in the more info, there's more places there that you can fill some things out. You also want to edit your story. Facebook has a spot here that you can have your story. So it's a little more than a bio. You can add pictures to it and things like that. It's a really good opportunity for you to talk more about your business. And it's something that, you know, if you post about it, it could get buried in all the different posts, but this is a place that it's a special post there that you can really tell a lot about your business. So then you can set up your call to action button, and that's this button here underneath your cover photo. There's a couple different options that you can do. Probably for all of us, we want to do contact us, but you can actually say book or set up an appointment or download. But contact is probably the one that we're going to want to do. So on your page, you can also pin a post that's important. So if you have an announcement or maybe a special offer happening, you can actually pin a post at the very top of your page so that if anybody ever comes, rather than that one post getting buried down below, it actually stays pinned at the top of the page. So this is an example. This is one of our businesses, Miles Through Time Automotive Museum, and we're actually in the process of moving our museum. And so we actually have the moving information pinned to the very top of the page. So even if we make more posts, this one is going to stay at the top of the page, and then all the other ones won't get, it won't bury it down below. So then you want to add your photos and videos. And this is a nice opportunity for all of us to showcase our worksite photos. All of you have so many jobs that you go out on, and with iPhones and cell phones and smartphones today, it's really easy for you to snap a few pictures and show how professional you are. Showing before and afters, showing videos of job sites, all of these things are going to do that whole know, like, and trust, and make it so that people will choose you and trust you just based on what you're posting on your page. When you just add photos to your feed, it's just going to cram them all into one album. But you can actually go on there and create albums. You can do it per job. You can do all of your job site photos. You can make a team album. There's a way that you can go and really, just like a gallery on your website, you could showcase all of your jobs really nicely just by organizing them so that people don't have to dig through, you know, hundreds of photos of you posting all different things. They can see your job stuff right there. Excuse me. Take a drink. So just like we did yesterday where you could view as public, you can also view your page, because it's going to look different, as a visitor and see exactly what people are seeing. And so that's very similar to where it was on your personal page, and it's going to be the 3 little dots, and then you can say view as a page visitor. So when you're going through and actually auditing your page and making sure everything is just how you want it, it's a good idea, because there's all kinds of extra stuff in there that Facebook is showing you, little short codes of things, you know, shortcuts of where you can go to do things. So once you see all that cleared out, you can see exactly how everybody else is going to view your page. So you definitely want to do that. So let's talk about the top 3 mistakes that people make with their business page. So the first one is going to be incomplete information. And Facebook does change a lot. So it is something that you got to go back in there and check, because things move. Things can, like Darren was talking about earlier, things just maybe got deleted when they moved something. So it's a really good idea to go through there and check and see if Facebook has added a new area, even if you think that you have it all filled out, just to make sure all of your information is filled out. The second mistake is not being consistent. And this is usually not being consistent with your website. You should be able to click from your Facebook page to your website, and there should be no doubt that it is the exact same company. And then the third is not using your header photo to get attention. That is a really great place for you to show exactly what you do, and showcase your brand in a really nice way. So again, you can take control of your image and your marketing, and I have some action items for you. So I want all of you to audit your business page. Even if you think everything on there is correct, go through, check it out. If you're not using some of those tabs, maybe you can remove them, or if you're not using it because you didn't realize you could, like the offer tab, you could go in and add an offer on there. Make sure that you have every single section filled out. And if you don't have the automated messenger set up, it's a really nice feature on there so that people can start to respond to you easier. And so I have some time for questions, and then we can also, if you want me to go through a couple of Facebook pages, I can do that as well.
Hey, Tori, I got a couple questions for you. So, and there's no limit to the number of pages that somebody can have, right?
No, I don't believe, not that I've ever seen. So you mean like if you being the owner, like you as an admin?
Yeah, like if you're a like say you're a service company and you have, you know, different companies, like you have an HVAC company, a plumbing company, different ones, you're not capped at how many pages. You can just create as many as you want.
You could create as many as you want, yes.
Okay. And then You did mention, so you recommend when somebody actually does go to your page and comment on something, you always like that, or you thank them back, or stuff like that.
Always.
You recommend do that every single time.
Every single time. Absolutely.
Does Facebook kind of read that as being like an engagement?
It does. Yes.
Okay, cool. And then could you kind of show us really quickly? I know we talked a little bit about the Facebook Insights, and I think that's pretty cool. Could you kind of bring up something online here and kind of show us what that is? Because that's, I know I'm a numbers guy. I realize everybody in the world isn't a numbers guy like me, but I think some of the data they have is like fascinating.
Cool. I can do that for sure. All right, so in order to see Facebook Insights, you have to be an admin on that page. So as long as you're logged in and you're an admin, you can see Insights. And so let's see. Insights might be right here, unless you haven't gone to it. You might have to click under More and then go to Insights. So this is where you're going to see all of the data on what's been going on your page. And there's all kinds of great data on here. You can see how many page likes you have in a specific amount of time. This one is, in the last week. Your post reach. So for all the posts that you've posted in the last week, how many people have been reached by those posts? How responsive you've been.
And as a reach is just so we understand, I mean, I think everybody knows what a page like is. And so a post reach that's appearing in someone's feed, right?
Yes. So anything that you have a question about, they have these little eyes for information everywhere. They really try to make it so that, especially since they move things around, they really try to make it so that you can see what's going on. So anytime you don't know what something is, you can hover over one of these eyes. So post reach is the number of people who saw, so they just had to see it. They didn't necessarily respond to it, like it, they didn't engage with it, just who saw one of your posts at least once. And it says it's estimated because I don't know how they would figure that out exact, but so it might not be perfect, but it should be pretty close to how many people just saw your posts.
Nice. And then where do you?
So it also goes for your page followers and your videos. Really nice here, you can see your top 5 recent posts. And this is really great if you're trying stuff out, once a week or so, once every couple days, go on there and see which ones of your posts have done really well. And then you can see what's working, because if something has worked in the past, then it might work again. So if a specific type of, like, you could try text posts, you could try picture posts, you could try videos, you could try different things, you could try posting like little funny memes or whatnot. You could try sharing other people's stuff, but you really don't know what works, and you don't want to try, scroll back through and try to figure that out. It's really easy to go on here and just see the top 5 of your last recent posts and see what's doing really well. And then you can click here and see all posts, and it's going to show you a list of all of your posts and how well they've done.
See, this is great data. I don't know how many people use Insights before. I kind of glance through it every once in a while, but I definitely, but I think it's really invaluable to see what you're talking. What do our homeowners want when we're posting stuff out there? Well, this is where you can honestly see this in a really quick snap form, and you can say, okay, I did a bunch of posts that did nothing. Then, oh my gosh, why did this many people right here just respond? What did I trigger right there?
And then that can tell you that maybe that's one that you want to actually boost and maybe put some money behind it and see if you can get a little bit more traction and get behind more people.
We actually have a question from Jermaine in the group. She says, what does Boost Post do when you click on it?
Let's see. It actually starts up so that you can actually create an advertisement. So you can take any of your posts and you can actually create an advertisement from it. And so what that means is that you can tell Facebook that you want to put a specific amount of money per day to show that post to more people. And then you get some options on who you want to show it to. So you don't want to just show it to everybody in the entire United States. You actually want to show it to people in your area. And so you can go through this targeting and start to target it more specifically on who you want to show that post to. So if you know that women are making more of the decisions on who they're going to hire for HVAC. I'm just making this up. Say women. And maybe those women are from age, 35 to 55. And then you don't want to do it in your entire state. Maybe you want to do it more specifically. So you would say, I'm in, Atlanta area. And it helps if you spell Atlanta right. Okay, and so I can say Atlanta, Georgia. And then you can say, okay, well, do I want to, how far out from Atlanta? 25 miles? Well, no, people probably only do it within 10 miles. So you can start to hone in more. And it's going to tell you here how many people you potentially can reach. So right now we're at, 390,000 people that we could reach that are a woman between 35 and 55 within 10 miles of the center of Atlanta, Georgia. And so you can save that. You can also maybe, if you have a lot of people that are active on your page, you can show a post just to people that already like your page. You can show it to just people's friends of your page, people in your local area. You can also make custom audiences. So let's say you went to an event and you collected a whole bunch of email addresses. You could actually upload all of those email addresses to Facebook. Facebook will match those to people that are on Facebook, and then you could show ads to just those people. So you could say, hey, I saw you at the Home and Garden show last week, and then you could start to, talk to them that way. And so if they saw you at the Home and Garden show and you collected their email address, and then they see you on Facebook, it's more of a warm lead than a cold lead. So there's lots of really cool stuff you can do with custom audiences. There's also a pixel that Facebook has, which is a little piece of code that you can put on your website. And Facebook will track every single person that's gone to your website. And so you can say, I want to show this ad to anybody that's gone to my website in the last year. And as long as you've had that pixel, that piece of code on your website, Facebook builds that audience for you. You can also do it to people who have just engaged in your page. So anybody that has commented or liked your page, you can show ads just to those people. And then so you can say how long you want to do your ad, when you want it to end, how much per day or your total budget. It'll tell you about how many people you think you're going to reach. And it all kind of changes as you add more money. And then there's that pixel we talked about. And so that's what happens. So you can do it. The cool thing is that there's no commitment. It's not like you have to go do this for months and spend a lot of money. You could go in here and do $5 a day and see what happens and play around with it. And it's pretty, Facebook tries to make it pretty user friendly to see what happens there. So I hope that answers your question.
No. Yeah, she answered in there. That's awesome. So I think we covered her. We do have a quick question from Paige asks, how do you find your pixel?
How do you find your pixel? I can show you guys that. I use Facebook Business Manager, so I know how to look for it there. You can always Google, or you can always put in here pixel. It's probably going to be in your ad center, but I can look that up and show you tomorrow, just so it's exactly what you guys would look at, because I actually manage a whole bunch of Facebook ads. So the program I use, they have a Facebook Business Manager, so it looks a little bit different. So let me note that, and then I will show you guys that tomorrow night.
We could also cover that on next week when we talk about posting too.
Yeah, for sure. That actually might be better if we do it next week. So I will.
Might tie in a little better. Cool.
Yeah.
And then we did have one other question from Steve. He asked, if you have locations in more than one town, should you have multiple business pages?
In more than one town, should you have multiple business pages? Are the towns close?
Or you can do multiple campaigns, right, Tori?
Absolutely. You could do multiple campaigns. You can. I know we had somebody that we talked to that owned Napa Auto Parts stores, and he owned 8 of them, but they were all over the place. And so since they were so split up, and since there were so many of them, we suggested either saying that a certain area, like South Side Napa Auto Parts, and then you could bunch a couple of them together. Because honestly, you don't want to split your efforts too much. If you're doing it, because you can be on Facebook and you can talk to the entire world if you want to, or you can talk to, your local area. So if you're trying to split it up into multiple Facebook pages and then having to post on every single page every single day and respond in those ways, a lot of it can be done together. So I think if you can keep them together, do. Or if you can bunch things together, like I said, like South Side, Napa Auto Parts, or whatever that area might be, then you can talk to that area. But I mean, if you have one, way in the hills and one way in the valley, that might be two different markets, and that might be two different audiences that you may want to separate that. So I think it is a little bit on a case-by-case basis, but I would hate for you to split it and separate your efforts too much. I hope that helps a little bit.
Yeah, he said that they're 50 miles apart. I would probably imagine, I mean, if you're in two distinct towns that were 50 or 70 miles and you had a completely different type of demographic or customer you're working for, it might be possible. But, obviously if you're in other states, that would be a no-brainer.
Right.
But cool.
I agree.
No,
I agree.
I think
And if you have a brick and mortar and you want people to come into your brick and mortar, I think that would be a time when you may want to consider splitting it up, because when you do search on Facebook, there is some geographicness on there. And so you would want to make sure that people could still find you, but being HVAC, I'm not sure if you have a brick and mortar that you actually have people come into.
Good deal. No, that covers it. And then the last question I had was, when you talked about the offers, does Facebook have set up just predetermined type of offers like call me, or can you customize that stuff?
I'm not sure. Let's take a look at them. I think you can put whatever you want on there. So let me slow down. I'm sorry. I'm just clicking real fast. So when you go to your page, I'm going to discard the offer. So these are your tabs down here. Okay, so Facebook is calling these tabs. If you do not have the offer tab, go to settings. And then it's under templates and tabs. So this is where you're going to turn on and off your templates and tabs. So down here are all the tabs, and you can see here is offers. If you don't see offers here, then you click add a tab and go ahead and add that offer tab if that's what you need to do. So then you want to go back to the front of your page. So click page, and then you click where it says offers. And I haven't done an offer in a little while, so you would click here to create an offer. And it looks like Sean has created one before. Give the gift that keeps giving, get your season pass. So let's see what happens now when you say create an offer. So it looks like you can put a photo in there. You can have a discount percentage. You can say buy one and get a different discount, spend Y and get, spend X and get Y off. So there are some different options that you have, and then there is a customized offer there. So if you wanted to say, for the holiday season, get $25 or 25% off of a service call, you could put that there. You can say how many of them you want. You can give it an expiration date, online or in-store. So there's lots of different choices that you have there. And I would say I would always make one and do it for maybe only a week, because that way you have some type of restraint there so that people want to act on it. I think that's a pretty awesome thing there.
Perfect. No, that answers my question. And then
and it looks like you can boost it. It can be a boosted post as well, so you can actually put money behind your offer.
Excellent. So that I think that's really cool, everybody, to kind of take notice, because you can, so you can make your offer and then you can boost it and then target it in those little areas, like right around, like say you have an offer that you don't want to be running all over the countryside to install something where you're not making a high gross margin. That's a great way to just kind of boost that post within your little area right there. I like that. Cool. So if you had something really advanced on your site, Tori, like a funnel campaign set up on there, is that where you would set that offer up more in here, or would that be more like on a post that you pin to the top?
So if you were going to do an offer like with a funnel, meaning that somebody needs to actually opt in, which is where they give you exchange them an email address usually so that you can continue to market with them. Because if you had somebody get this, you're not necessarily going to get their information. So when it's a funnel and you're saying, I'll give you you give me your email address and I'll give you 20% off. That is something that you're going to want to make a post, because that's going to link directly outside of Facebook so that you can collect their email address and then you would make that exchange there. And the really cool thing about that is that means that you can continue to market to those people because you've got that email address now. And people, when people are on Facebook, they've got their friends and family and cute puppies and funny videos and all these things. So if you can grab them on Facebook and get their email address with an offer, especially if you boost it or you put, you do an ad and you put some money behind it, then you have their email address. Then you can market to them outside of Facebook. And what's in people's email is like work. So if you actually email somebody, they're actually more likely to open your email and respond to you than they might on Facebook if you're just trying to do an offer. You could do it like a direct sale through email, and that would work a lot better than trying to do a direct sale through Facebook. Like if you were like furnace sale, buy one now, like nobody's going to pay attention to that on Facebook. It might be nice to just let people know you might hit somebody every once in a while, but that is more of an offer that you want to do through email. And that's definitely something that you can set up through Facebook, but that needs to be set up through what we call, a funnel.
Cool. Well, maybe we can talk about that next week.
If people are interested, we could definitely talk more about that next week, because there's lots of stuff on Facebook that we can do to attract people and attract the right people. Like you don't want to say, I'm giving away an iPad, give me your email address, because everybody wants an iPad. So you want to attract people to that will actually be your client.
Gotcha. Cool.
And we can totally do that on Facebook.
Real quick one, Tori. This might be a curveball for you, but it seems like it's fitting with what we're talking about here. My oldest daughter, is an engineer. She left the corporate world and decided to do an online business. So that's what she's doing. And I'm her dad, so I always give her thumbs up on her efforts. But she does this thing through a platform outside of Facebook and has it linked somehow, and it's called Mini Chat. Maybe you're familiar with that. But I get these like messages, and they're all customized, and it says, "Hey Pete, did you know this was going on this week?" or whatever, and she's blasting all of these chats to these particular people. And I asked her, I said, well, how do you sync? How does that work? She says, no, they have to subscribe. So I think that's kind of what you were talking about there. So maybe that's what that is. Are you familiar with it? I don't know if that's a good fit for our industry, but I think that keeping those.
I don't know if it's a good fit for that. I know a lot of more young people, like they do a lot of chatting and they do a lot of, more messaging back and forth. If I get messages from businesses or people I don't respond to them. I think it's a little spammy. I'm all about more being invited to the conversation rather than doing that.
Yeah,
there are some messenger bots and things like that they do have. Lots of different third-party things. I mean, they're coming out with things all the time. So if that was something that you're interested in, there's always lots of opportunities to, like stuff like that we have to offer us. But I think starting off, which is what Facebook offers us, and kind of getting that down is definitely a good start for everybody before we start going off onto more third-party applications.
I'm sorry, Tori. I didn't mean to.
Pete's always got to take it.
The point was that, and you kind of finished my thought for me.
You can hit people that want to talk to you. It's great, but you really don't want to be spammy on people and get people to not like you. No. I think that what is your daughter's business? Is it something that lots of people would be interested in?
Let me pre-qualify this. You kind of took over from where I was going, and I'm the same way. It's like I never did telemarketing when I had my business because I hated people calling me and telemarketing to me. But the point was, she's using this third-party platform, and as I said, I don't know if that's right for our industry, but I think that there's some other platforms out there, and you just kind of kind of brought that home, that maybe could, and I agree, let's get the basics down first. But I'm just thinking about our industry with the local communities, what's unique about us. So, and if you're aware of any tools that might be out there, and again, it might be a question that doesn't fit quite yet. We get that towards the end, but I think it's really interesting that those capabilities are out there and that they can work or mesh with the Facebook platform. The question is, what's right for us? If we're targeting,
I think in cases maybe like you were doing things with the community, I think that could be a way that if you messaged people, hey, we're doing this type of drive, or we're doing this fun run, or we're doing some type, you know what I mean? Something like that where people can really rally up behind it. I think you absolutely could. But if you're just like, hey, I've got an HVAC company, I've got things on sale, I don't know if that is the right tools for us to use.
Yeah, I agree. Just wondering what's out there and what else is coming, because there's always new stuff. Cool. Thank you.
So, so we have one question here, Tori, from Josh. He said, should my business page be completely done before I invite people to like it or share?
No, everything's a work in progress. No. I mean, you want to have at least a few things on there, but I say that everything that you could get done in an hour, and then you could totally start adding people. It's a work in progress, just like your website, just like, all of these things. Don't wait for it to be perfect to start to get people to engage, to get people to like your page, but don't do it that one time and then just like step away from it and never do it. Realize it is a work in progress and something that you can keep adding to.
Perfect. Perfect. So do we have anybody else on here? I think I've got pretty much the stuff and Wayne, I think we're going to talk about the ads stuff next week. I think other than that, I've got all the stuff in the chat. Does anybody on here just want to unmute and ask Tori any questions while we got her on Facebook business pages? Anything you want to ask? Maybe you're working with somebody else right now and you want to see if they're doing the right thing, or any questions you got on there.
Give him a second to unmute, Dennis. So maybe you covered this, but when you're posting, let's say you're trying to be active in some local community, Facebook pages, what have you. Obviously there's a button, and you chose that the other one. Sometimes I don't pay attention. I'll just post, and I don't realize if it's Pete Ramsey's personal profile that's posting, or Ramsey Media, the business page, or HVAC Greatness, the business page that's posting. So what are you finding, or what do you recommend, at least, Tori and Dennis, what are you finding in terms of if you're trying to target your community and you're trying to raise your awareness, should you be posting as your business page, or should you do it as your profile or your personal profile?
I think you should do it as both.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'm going to talk about it next week. I think I might talk about it on Thursday. I'm going to talk about networking on social media. And you can network as your business and as your personal. But as you saw, a lot of people's personal page, you go to it and you don't even know that they own a business. So some of that is going to be, setting up your personal page so that you can network properly. And I think that you can also have your own personality and network as your actual business. I did want to show you, we talked about spying on your competition. There is a place in Insights, if you don't mind, I show you guys real quick, that you can use this spot as a couple of really cool things. So one thing you can do, let me see. You can actually go to other businesses that are in your area, or other people that are in your same demographic, like your competition, and you can actually find out some information here. So this one here, okay, so this one is the museum. And like I said, I can't go in the back of your guys's because I'm not admin, so I'm gonna go on one that's actually being used here. So the top one here, so this is pages to watch. And so you can actually add other pages here, and Facebook is gonna show you all this data about them. So you could add your competition on here. You could add maybe other businesses that you want to see what kind of things they're doing. There's a couple of different things that you can do here. So this one is, these are all other local pages. And so he has these on there so that he can see the engagement and what's going on the other pages, because he's trying to do things local. Well, the really cool thing about this is if you click on them, so let's say like this visit Toccoa, you can click, it's going to show you this page's top posts from the last week. So this one here, you can see that this person posted this one, and they got 99 engagements on there, 74 shares. So you can actually go and kind of check out and see how your competition is doing. And so it's showing you all the top posts from the last week. Now there's a couple of reasons that this is cool. You can see what your competition is doing, and I was actually just setting up this one. We talked about that you want to share things that are not just, and we're going to talk about this more next week, but you want to share things from your community that's already popular so that you can kind of ride that wave, and maybe you can be popular as well and get some engagement off that. So on this one here, I told you about covering things like the weather or the sports. So you could actually put these pages to watch here. And so let's say you always wanted to share stuff about the Denver Broncos. Rather than having to go out and find popular posts, you could actually go on here and go to the Denver Broncos page. It'll show you their top posts for the week, and you can just share one straight off of here.
Well, that's cool.
So like,
that's a good idea.
That like maybe whatever, that would be something that would be good in your community. You can share something like that. The thing is that right here, you can see this little page. Right now, that is my little face. So even though I'm on this page, I am sharing as myself. So you have to make sure that you click here and choose who you want to share as, if you want to share as your business page. So you click your business page, and then you can share that there. So there's lots of different ways that this could be really awesome. You can see what your competition is doing. You can see what they're doing that's popular without ever even having to leave your own page. You can kind of do some spine, some digging there, and see, well, if it's working for them, then maybe I can do something similar. You can also go into things in your community, whatever things that you think that your audience would like. If your community already likes it, then they're probably going to like it from you as well. And so you can share things directly from there. So I hope you guys see, it's a really fun place that you can go in there and kind of see what other people are doing and kind of where you stack in that on likes and comments and engagement for the week. And also, like I said, you can see all of the popular posts from any page, because all of that is pretty much public information, which is pretty awesome.
That's awesome. I love that.
No, Tori, can they tell if you're watching them?
No. Nope, it would just be, it's the same stuff that they're already posting. So they're just like, Facebook's just putting it in a nice place for you, and you can add a whole bunch of different ones on there. So I think it's mostly so that you can see the performance of it, but I like using it as a short code, not just for seeing the performance of other things, but for actually getting ideas to post and for seeing what actually works. So no, you can go and look on this and nobody is gonna know that you're going on there. That's all completely private. It's in your page administration, and nobody can see that. And you can put a whole bunch of them on there. It doesn't have to be 5 or 6. You can put as many on there as you want, but that's a lot of information that's very useful. Facebook has done a lot in the last year or two about transparency and making sure that you know more about businesses. And I can show you one other thing here. Let me see. So there's this place called Page Transparency now. So you can go on any business. And so especially this is the one to do to the big guy, whoever's the big company in your area. I don't know who that is for you. Whoever it is, go and look at this Page Transparency. Let me see. Okay. So I just searched heating and air in my area. I just put heating and air in the search bar here, and all these ones came up. So whichever one, okay, like this one, they have 78,000 likes. So we can go and see if they're doing any ads. So by going to this Page Transparency place, so see they have that little pop-up that comes up. This is what I want you guys to set up, is this here, and that was under settings and then messaging, if you don't have that already set up. Because it's kind of surprising, it pops up, and I think that a lot of people are gonna comment on there. So you go to this page transparency, and it's going to give you some information. And so it's going to tell you who, if any organizations manage the page. And I think this was a lot to do with the campaign type things, is why this came out. And Facebook has moved this around a little bit, so you saw where it's at now. It's going to tell you about the page history, when the page was made, if they've changed their name, who manages the page. It'll also show you if any of the admins are from like another country or what countries they're in, which is interesting. So this one here says this page is not currently running any ads. But you could go and see, go back, what the other big guys in your area are and see if any of them are running any type of ads, and you can see exactly what their ads are. So, and it might not be that they are. Let's look at this one. Not running any ads. So what I'll do for next week is I'll try to find some that are running ads, and we can go through and just kind of check out and see what other people are doing. And again, nobody can see that you're doing this, but you can see every single ad that any page is running right now.
Had somebody ask you to repeat how to get to that again?
Okay, so any page that you go to, you just want to scroll down, and it's underneath the about, and it's right here, page transparency. And then you just click through there. And maybe you'll find that not a lot of people are running ads, and so maybe that's actually a good opportunity that other people aren't doing it. It's somewhere else that people aren't advertising, so this one's not either.
That's a really good point. I mean, if you're in a smaller town and you could look at your top competitors and figure, heck, my top 10 competitors, none of them's running ads, or the top 5 or 6 on Google aren't, what a good chance for you to jump in there and get all that.
Absolutely. Untapped right there.
I love that.
Hey guys, it's Kimberly. I'm struggling with that. Is that I'm on, let's say, a person's page, and I go to the about.
Say that again.
I think it's
so no, it's on the main page, and then don't go to about over here. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so don't go over here. It's over on this side.
Okay.
And then it says page transparency. Oop, there we go. I tried to highlight it.
Oh.
And then you go to see more, and then that little box will pop up. And then that's where it's going to show you if they have any ads running.
Now I see it. Thank you.
No problem.
Is that only on the desktop Facebook, or where is it at on the mobile?
I don't know. Let me look for you.
leave it to Wayne.
All right.
Yeah, I can just, I'm just going through in my head the different opportunities that we have on to look at this information. I mean, this is big.
I'm not seeing that they have it on.
Yeah, 'cause
It
the
is.
mobile,
It come up on mine.
See it on mobile?
Yeah, it come up on mine. I just did 1 hour heating and air conditioning. It may be a different one, but
And you see page transparency. Where is it at?
page transparency right there. Yeah. I don't know.
Hold up your phone so we can see.
Oh, you want to see, huh? Let me. Well, I'll try.
yeah, it's kind of, it's right in the middle.
Yeah, it's like right there. Page transparency. If you can see that. That's a.
Oh, I wonder because I went to my own page. I wonder if that's why it's not showing it.
I'm opening up another one, and it's there too. Yeah, it's there.
Oh,
I did too.
okay. I went to my own page, so you can't see it on your own page on mobile, but yeah, I do see it on others. So there we go.
Mhm.
Everybody saw that page transparency.
Did Paige get her question answer about, let's see here, curious if it's best to do audience, i.e. homeowner, etc. How can we see what our competition is doing for audiences? Was that answered? I didn't hear.
Let's find
Sorry,
somebody
Paige.
that's doing ads. I don't
Cool.
remember. Let me see. This might be something that we can do more next week. I need to find somebody that's doing ads. If you see any advertisement like this one here, so anytime anything says sponsored, that means that it's an ad, and you can always click these three little buttons right here, and you're going to say, why am I seeing this ad? So when you click, why am I seeing this ad? It's going to tell you why you've been targeted for that ad. And I think, and we'll go to this page. So this one says, John Maxwell is trying to reach people on Facebook that thinks they're interested in entrepreneurship, training, and more. They're trying to reach people that are 25 and older and whose primary location is in Georgia.
Ooh, very good. I like that.
So any advertisement, you can go and see this. And if you keep seeing ads that you're like, why am I seeing these? I don't want to see them. This is where you can go and say hide, and then you'll stop seeing ads from those people. Like, you went to some website for something, all of a sudden you're seeing all their ads and you're like, I just went to the website. I don't really want it. This is where you can go and actually hide all those ads. So let's actually go to his page, and then we'll go into that page transparency. And I think you can see the targeting, but I don't remember. Let's see. This page is currently running ads. So you click that link that says ads library. And so when somebody is running ads, you see every single ad that they're running. And it's pretty awesome because they show you everything. So you can see the entire ad, where it's linking to, all that kind of stuff. But let's see, is it going to say? It does not say who they're targeting. But like I said, if you do see one in your feed, you can always see the targeting of them there. But I am not seeing that they're showing us the targeting here. I'll research that a little bit more and see, and I'll have that answer for you guys. But still, if you find a page that, that is running ads, this is what it looks like. And you can see how long they've been running ads. It's like this one since October 15th, September 26th. So you can see if a company's been running an ad for a really long time, obviously it's something that's working. And so nothing that you should obviously copy, but it might be something that you can model your advertisements or your campaigns and things out after and see if that works. But when you were talking about audience, one thing that's a really great way, like you can go on Facebook's targeting, and you can pick homeowner, and you can try to pick homeowners that have a certain amount of money. But I really think one of the best ways that you can find your audience on Facebook is if you have a list of your current clients, and then you upload those clients to Facebook, so the email address, and then Facebook will match those people. And these people don't know that you're doing this. It's just data. Then what you tell Facebook is, okay, I have these people, make me an audience of people like these people. So, if, Tom Jones is on your business list, they're going to look at Tom Jones and they're going to say, oh, well, Tom Jones lives in Denver and Tom Jones makes $250,000 a month and he likes baseball and he likes blah, blah, blah. And so it's going to do that for all your people in your audience. And then it'll make you a custom audience of people like those people. They call it a lookalike audience. So that's a really great way that you can target people on Facebook. So you can do different ways that you can try to have Facebook build you an audience by like doing those type of demographic things, or like I said, really great way is to get a list of people that are your clients, and then use those people to make a lookalike audience. It's fun stuff.
That could be that could be a great thing to cover next week when we talk about the posting, how to build those lists. So Paige, I think we'll handle that next week. Paige asked a question how to do that, so that could be a good one for the sake of time here. That could be a good one for next week. I love that.
A lot to talk about over the
If
next
you guys let me know
several days.
what you want, I can definitely adjust for that. If you want to go a little bit deeper into that kind of stuff, like we could nerd out on that kind of stuff, because it's really, really interesting on the things that you can do. Like I talked about yesterday when I said what Facebook, what's really happening with social media, and that social media, what they're in business for is attention and data. Every click you make, they're tallying it. You know, Tori likes puppies. Tori likes puppies. Show her more puppies. She's going to buy puppies. Show her dog food because she likes puppies. All those things are being tallied. And it makes it so that you see more things that are the things that you like, and it keeps you on there longer. That's what it's about.
Very good. Very good. Hey, Tori, do you have HVAC Greatness, the private group, up since you're on screen share already? I don't want to open mine. There it is. Can you refresh that, please?
For sure.
I just posted a photo, and this is for those of you who are new, but, or not. These guys are doing a giveaway. See the guy falling right there? What's your biggest takeaway from tonight's class? Do you guys mind popping in and writing down what you got out of this? We did that last night, and we've got a list of all you people individually. And for each time you do that, we're going to put your name in a hat for a drawing. And Dennis and Tori can elaborate on what that is. It's going to be good. But I did want to share that with everybody before we wind down. We've gone over a little bit on the time. Sorry about that, but lots of good questions.
Absolutely. We'll definitely let that goodie out of the bag sometime next week there, Pete. But yeah, please mark down your comment there, because every time you comment, we're entering your name in the hat to pull out who wins the biggie next week. So
yep.
Well, cool. So, well, Tori, thank you again. That was awesome. I thought I learned a lot last night, but you completely topped it again tonight. So I am looking forward to tomorrow as we keep building on this stuff. This is spectacular.
Awesome. And there's lots of things that I can show you guys. And like I said, I'm just really trying to cover the basics and kind of get through it a little bit quickly. And then if you guys have questions, but really it's like your questions and what you want to know is how we're all going to grow and learn on this. So think of this in the next day. Think of things in this next week. Like, what do you really want to know? And I'll show you. I'll research if I have to. And this is how we're really going to grow and learn from each other. Because once we start talking about this, you're like, wow, I didn't think of that. Like, if somebody wouldn't have brought up the audiences, I might not have, went and showed those types of things. So raise your hand, ask questions, comment. Like, this is how, we're really going to interact, and this is how we're all going to really learn more. So
perfect.
And hopefully my voice is better.
So are you just going to cover the Facebook aspect, or are you going to also do LinkedIn?
So we're going to do LinkedIn as well. We're going to talk about LinkedIn, and we're going to talk about YouTube, and we're going to talk about what to post. Next week is going to be a lot about posting, getting leads. Yeah. Is there something specific that you would like to know about?
Well, no, I was just thinking, because LinkedIn, it's more as a professional type website. So like in the HVAC industry, you're looking for, realtors or property management companies that you can network with, get connected with, and help them out, versus like Facebook, it can be either or, but it's more of a consumer type social media.
Yes.
I would say. So just the different ways, how you can market yourself on. I have a LinkedIn, but I don't do much with it.
Okay. Is there a reason you haven't done much with it?
Not really. I guess just more on Facebook, I guess, because Facebook, it's pretty much the number. I would say, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like it's the number one over LinkedIn. I personally really like it as well. I think because you can reach everybody,
But if you are business to business, and like you said, trying to reach realtors, and realtors are all up on LinkedIn, that definitely is a place that you can reach them. So yeah, we'll talk about setting up LinkedIn tomorrow, and then we'll do some LinkedIn posting. And then Thursday, we're going to talk about networking. And so, like you said, networking on LinkedIn is huge. And so how to do that and how to get that into your schedule and kind of what to say and things like that. We'll talk more about that.
Great, great. Thank you. Hey guys, thank you so much for doing this. I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording at this point so we don't go too long for you guys watching the recorded version of this. And then we can ask a couple of questions offline if you guys want to. But we appreciate Tori, we appreciate Dennis, and we appreciate you attending this, okay? Talk to you guys next time.